Hello, everybody watching this. I'm Tyler Ellison, and I want to talk to you guys today about a concept. Actually, it's just an idea that I found has produced tremendous smoothness and ease in my life, as well as adaptability to any really type of challenge that life presents, and allows, I would say, primarily for new experiences to be welcomed with a bit of optimism. And I don't mean that in like a cheesy way. I mean that in like just a loving sort of way. An enthusiasm, I think, would be a more appropriate word. So let's start off with just a simple analogy. So you wake up in the morning and you walk over to your bathroom, brush your teeth or whatever, and you look into the mirror and you see your reflection. And maybe you're making a weird face in the mirror. So, to change the face in the mirror, all you must do is just change your own face. So, you're smiling, and the mirror is going to smile back. You stop smiling, the mirror will stop smiling back. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want to talk about how I feel, and this is just personal to me. There's other people out there that feel this way too. By no means is this the only perspective, because there's infinite different perspectives you can choose from to have your experience of everyday life, but this just is the one I prefer because I've noticed it makes everything 100 times more exciting and comfortable and fun and the best thing ever for myself. So, external reality, as we would call it, the outside world, is nothing more than a big mirror. The same thing like you looking into your mirror when you go to the bathroom in the morning. External reality is just a massive mirror. And I'm saying this in a conceptual way. I have no way of being able to prove all of this, but just bear with me and hear this out and see if you like what you hear. So let's look at it like this. If external reality is just a giant mirror, then that means everything within that mirror, everything within external reality, is a reflection of myself. Every single thing without exception. So the fire hydrant on the street, the dog walking, the amazing tea that I'm drinking, the computer I'm looking at as I speak to you, myself on the screen that I can see as I'm speaking to you. All of these things are reflections of myself. The people in my life, and so on and so forth. I think you get the idea. Now, I want to get a little more in depth with this idea and what the consequences are of applying it. So, if everything in reality is myself, the people, the places, the items, the food, the water, whatever, then that means everything is made out of myself. Everything is essentially made out of the same thing because I'm looking at a reflection of myself. Now, for some people out there, many people in the world are very much identified with their personality, the ego. And that's fine. The personality is what we use to perceive this, experience we're having. It's what we use to see the reflection. So many people out there may possibly say, well, how can that be me? Because I'm so different. I'm so this and clearly not that. Like that person is so different than me. They can't be a reflection of me. I'm nothing like them. We have different beliefs. We have different histories. We have different experiences. That idea makes no sense. And that's a valid opinion. You can think that if you want to. That's totally okay. What I'm talking about is not necessarily that... I'm not referring to when I say everything is made out of you, everything is a big reflection of you. I'm not referring to the ego personality structure. I'm not talking about, the you that, when someone calls your name, you look over. I'm not talking about the conceptual you, the James Baxter or the Tyler Ellison. I'm not talking about the personality construct. I am talking about what many people would call a level of consciousness. Consciousness is comparable to energy or awareness, however you want to phrase it. So we can look at this in a way, in terms of how people are built. We have the ego personality structure, the conceptual identity that we all have of me being Tyler Ellison, who believes in this, who likes good, amazing things, who goes to school, does whatever. We have that ego personality that has that past, that has that history, has these preferences and whatnot, these belief systems. So that's kind of like the mask, if you will. So that's like right here. That's the very superficial layer. Behind this layer, we have the actual energy, the actual force that's giving this personality structure life. And we can call that force that's right behind it consciousness, awareness. And the idea is that consciousness and awareness is giving life and is having the experience of the personality construct and is having this experience of a seemingly external reality. And as I was saying before, with everything being a reflection and everything being made out of you, I'm not talking about everything being made out of the conceptual personality. I'm referring to everything being made out of the consciousness, the awareness, the life force that gives this personality structure apparent life. So it's not that everything's made out of your personality, who you think you are, Miles Davis or whoever. I'm talking about the life force, the awareness behind that mask. That's the thing that makes up every single thing we are capable of perceiving. So, with that being said, that means everyone and everything is you. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you believe in this, everything is you. Me talking, the sounds you're hearing, the clothes you're wearing, the emotions you're feeling, the thoughts you're having, the man yelling on the news, the person that cut you off in traffic. Every single thing is you. So, when I started this video, I was talking about primarily how this perspective can donate a sense of comfort, of reassurance, of enthusiasm, of sheer positivity, rather. Now, how can this do this? And why, exactly? Now, oftentimes, people feel offended, people feel scared, people feel hateful, people feel nervous, people feel distrusting, what have you. We have all of these different things, that emotions that people feel. We have these emotions about other people in our lives, about decisions, about emotions themselves. Now, we have these things not because they're bad or wrong or anything like that. We have these things because we believe they're happening to us. We believe that person's doing that to us. We're creating an idea of separation, that person is separate from me and he's doing that to me. Or that homework assignment is separate from me and it is intimidating me. We create this illusion of separation. But if this perspective's applied, that person cutting you off in traffic is not doing anything to you. To quote a good friend of mine, it's one thing happening. That homework assignment that's causing you anxiety or fear isn't causing you anxiety or fear. You're doing those things literally to yourself. You're manifesting both of those experiences in your life. And the way that we manifest these things is particularly about our belief systems about these things. What we believe to be true about a person that cuts you off, or just about another person. What we believe to be true about that homework assignment and our own ability to accomplish the assignment. We have these belief systems. And just as we were talking about how external reality is a big reflection, it's a big mirror, and how we were talking about the reflection changes when you change, if you hold a belief system that says that homework assignment is scary, is too tough for me to do, or that person's mean and that person hates me, external reality, the big mirror, ultimately you, has no choice whatsoever but to reflect that belief system back to you. And thus you manifest that experience. Because external reality is you. And if that's true, that means external reality must do what you say, what you believe. Because it's unable to contradict you. Because it's you. There's no opposing force here that's saying, okay, Tyler Ellison, I'm going to throw you this curveball, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to do that to you. It's listening to what you're putting out there with your belief systems, so it will continuously reflect it back to you. If you change the belief system about the other person, the homework assignment, the decision, what have you, external reality, the big mirror, has no choice but to change as you change the face you're making, aka the belief system you're buying into. So this means a few things. This means, ultimately, we can dictate the types of things we experience. We can also dictate the way we experience everyday reality, our interactions with people, taking in new information, all of these different things. There's literally infinite possibilities. I mean, because there's infinite different belief systems, infinite different perspectives you can create about every subject in reality. So that means that you can have infinite different experiences about every single theme, subject, path, what have you. And that means you can even make what some people would call the most terrifying, scary, anxiety-provoking situation one where you are completely at peace with yourself. And that's very possible. And when I say that, I don't mean that, you're going to be feeling amazing. What I mean is that you can go through that situation, through that perceived challenge, and feel at peace, because ultimately you know you're doing it to yourself. Ultimately you know the challenge is you. Ultimately you know the other person's you. Ultimately you know the entire field of your perception is also you. So what does this mean? Why can this create comfort? Why can this make people at peace? Why can this be amazing? Well, ultimately, what this means is, no matter how dark your situation is, no matter how terrifying your challenge, no matter how big the hill is you got to get over, you have your back at every corner. There's no getting around it. You have your back whether you're skydiving. You have your back whether or not you live or die. You have your back when you're talking to your boss, because your boss is you. The office is you. Everything is. So ultimately, you are always supporting yourself. You're always here. You just are. I hope this video caught the hearts of some of you out there. This is a perspective I know I've been playing around with. And it gets kind of silly, because when I say like you guys or you this, if this perspective is a legit one, which I would say it is, because all perspectives are ultimately valid, then that means right now I'm actually, and this may sound kind of crazy, I'm actually talking to myself. If this is true, then people out there are just a reflection of that consciousness I'm referring to. So, everybody have the best night ever. I hope that this video was the best video you've ever seen, and good evening to all.